And then you've got Aaron Judge doing things that really you run out of accolades, you run out of words, because none of us have ever seen this. And that's not hyperbolic. That's simply the truth, because in 101 games, he's hitting over 370 with 47 home runs, and it's never been done before. Never. Those numbers have never been done over 101 games. So when you say, wow, I've never seen anything like this, you're being actual literal. You've never seen this before. And, Don, I'm telling you what, you broadcast the Rangers and you did the Knicks this year as well. I mean, an occasional burst of greatness, you got something. But when it happens like every single day, you almost run out of words to say because you don't want to sound redundant. He really is phenomenal.
Right now, at least during this run, the aberration was Saturday. Like, they lost 9-2, and Judge didn't hit a home run. What's going on? So then he makes up for it the next day, and it's 2. So it is just, it's incredible the run that he's on. And this is Bonds-like, but we know why Bonds was Bonds. So this is like literally going back to a different time in Major League Baseball. And even then that was compromised, because I think the game's harder now than it was back then. I've talked about it before. I mean, you didn't face these in the 6th and 7th inning filthy middle relievers that throw 95-mile-per-hour sliders, and then closers who are lights out. You know, Mickey Mantle probably faced the same pitcher 4 at-bats. And certainly that 4th at-bat, the pitcher was a lot more compromised than he was in the 1st at-bat. And when they went to a reliever, it was a bad starting pitcher that got exiled to the bullpen and didn't have nearly as good a stuff as the starting pitchers did. I'm not trying to take anything away from the guys that hit in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, but it was a different game. It's so specialized now. It's harder to hit than it was back then. And for him to be putting up numbers that Mantle didn't even put up, that Willie Mays didn't put up, that Babe Ruth didn't put up, it feels like. This is really, really special stuff. And
then you kind of mix it all together in the pot, and you throw Juan Soto in there as well. And it's amazing. And, you know, the back-to-back-to-back home runs for Soto, Judge, and Stanton, I mean, it electrified the crowd yesterday, and the Yankees ended up winning that game. But, I mean, that's the way you draw it up in the front office, Peter, during the offseason. Well, let's put these 3 together and maybe, and that's exactly what's happened.
No, that's what you dream about when you have 3 guys like that in the lineup. And you look at Aaron Judge's numbers right now, and it's absolutely astounding. And you can't help but think, if you're greedy, and we know Yankees fans are one thing, Michael, greedy. You can't help but think, imagine if April hadn't been an all-out disaster.
Yeah, he'd be making a run at Bonds at 73. He really would.
He would. You can't tell me if April wasn't that bad. Michael, what was it? A good 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Where we were going, when's he going to wake up? That was sort of my refrain. When are we going to start worrying about Aaron Judge?
And it really, I think the reason why you saw a slow start was because of what happened last year. And what happened last year was the collision with the outfield at Dodger Stadium that injured his toe, that took away what could have been another run at maybe 60 home runs. I mean, we could be looking at 3 years that nobody has ever put up together in the history of baseball. So not only did it compromise the second half of last year for the Yankees and for Judge's totals, I think that's what really hurt Michael that April, because of missing so much time last year and getting off to a bit of a slow start. But now he's found his groove again, and this is what every Yankee fan's dreamed about. The only thing that held us up from really completely falling head over heels in love were the injuries. Like, will he be able to stay healthy? And now we've seen when he is healthy, he's the best player in baseball. He really is. I know that Shohei's going to get a lot of votes for that because he also pitches at an elite level, but not this year. I think that Judge continues to put up these numbers that even Shohei Ohtani pitching well still might not be able to put him in the conversation with Judge.
We're in the middle of Diamond Notes right now, brought to you by London Jewelers and driven to you by Nissan. So you're watching this, and people are saying, is he going to hit 60, 61, 62. Right now he's on pace for 63. But, he's had 7 home runs, I believe, in his last 8 games. It's almost, again, the best comment, I think, was from Giancarlo Stanton on Friday night when he said, Aaron's playing a video game. We're all just grinding. And if you look at what Aaron Judge has done, and then you see what Soto has done. So Soto, in his first year with the Yankees, is having a magnificent season. But you got to be honest with yourself. his season is completely overshadowed by Judge's. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's a special season. And if it wasn't for Judge, it would be Soto that would be battling Bobby Witt Jr. for the MVP. But Judge is going to run away with that award. And to put into perspective how great a season this is, if Judge's season ended tonight before the Yankees play the Nationals, right? And those are his numbers. And 30 years from now, you go online and you look up Judge's career and you see what he did in 2024. That's if his numbers stopped right where they are right now. You know what you'd say? Wow, what a great season.
Yeah.
It's not even September 1st.
Not even September. It is truly, truly incredible. But it also shows you the beauty of baseball, right? That you can have Judge and Soto, and you're still not running away with it, right? You still, I think they're going to win this division, Michael. Baltimore is just not as good as the Yankees, I don't think, at this particular point. But what is it, a game and a half lead? Like, if this were basketball and you had two of the best players in basketball, you would pretty much be assured of probably being one of the best teams. But in baseball, it's still about the complete team and everybody else being able to contribute and protecting those guys in the lineup. But they're still in first place, and they still have an excellent chance to win a championship with those two guys. But it's still not like they're going to go out there and break the record for wins or win this division by 10 games. It's still probably going to be a struggle to eventually win.